That like the way that drunk rascals. Blades.
Y'all ready? Yeah. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're good. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning. Before we get started, let me kind of walk through the order of today's meeting and the purpose of our board. We're the 2026 Board of Equalization and Review for Union County. And we have been appointed by the county commissioners to hear all taxpayers with respect to concerns/complaints regarding the valuation of their property for tax purposes. Property owners appearing before the Board of Equalization and Review have a right to a fair and equitable hearing. The Board of Equalization and Review has been charged with ensuring that the proper legal principles have been applied in a valuation dispute for tax purposes. So the way the meeting will work, the clerk to my right will call you up and you'll come to the podium here that has the monitor, and please speak into the mic. And you'll have a book there that'll be to your left that'll be the same thing that we're looking at here, okay? At that time, you'll go ahead and present your information to the board. And we ask that if you could keep it to about 10 minutes. It gets to be a little longer than that, the clerk will give you a warning, okay? After you finish presenting your information to us, members of the board will have an opportunity to ask questions of you. You'll then have a seat, and then the county will come forward and present their information to the board. We'll have a chance to ask questions of the county. When they conclude, you'll have a chance, for any rebuttal comments, okay? So there'll be, they won't be speaking out of turn when you're presenting your information, and we ask that you don't speak out of turn when the county is presenting their information. After we hear all the cases, we'll go into the deliberation phase of the hearing. We typically don't take any questions during the deliberation phase, and we normally will take them in the order that we've heard them. You're welcome to stay for that phase of the meeting. Otherwise, the county will notify you of the board's decision, normally within 30 days or less. By statute, the burden of proof is on the taxpayer to demonstrate that the assessment is erroneous. And we do ask, if you have any sales data that you're presenting today, that sales data needs to be as of 1/1/25 or a little before. It cannot be after 1/1/25, since the effective date of the current reevaluation is January 1st of 25. Only individual taxpayers or licensed residential or certified real estate appraisers licensed to do business in North Carolina may express an opinion of value of real property. No other persons, whether attorneys in fact, attorneys at law, or corporate representatives, are entitled to express an opinion of value of real property. So, with that, and before we get started, are there any questions? And we'll try to keep it as relaxed as we can, but we do have to have some semblance of order. So if you would silence your phones. Any comments from the board?
Not for me, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. With that, Madam Clerk, we're ready.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We are going to start with hearing number 1. This is for Cameron and Emily Balcom. This is for an application denial due to an untimely application for a PUD. And if you guys will just make sure your mics are on members of the board, please. Thank you.
All right, good morning.
Morning.
I'm not going to locate this one on the map unless y'all request, just because we're not dealing with value, just a late application for present use value.
Okay. Questions of the board? Mr. O'Keefe?
No question.
Mr. Smith?
Well, I guess the question is, I've read we'll probably hear from the applicant about, but evidently y'all assisted them in trying to get this form in.
Yes, sir. I mean, typically we'll let them speak first and then I'll speak after, but if y'all want to
Okay.
mix up,
Yeah.
that's fine. with me.
Excuse me, I'm out of order there, so I
Yes, sir.
apologize for that.
I'm out.
Okay.
I was just wanting to let you
No,
know.
I was. I called on you, so my apologies.
No, you're
Okay,
fine.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. I guess the first time for everything, right?
There you go, man.
All right, so yeah, what you guys got in front of you, this is a property we had bought 5 years ago. I have continuously submitted this documentation for the past 4 years. I know you have to own it for 4 years. The tax parcel on the Union County side is located on the WHC, so it is a wildlife habitat conservation program. So not for the farming side or the forestry side. So submitting this was done on March 27th of 2025 last year by Gregory A. Queen. So that information was submitted to the Union County government last year, which in return I did get the information saying that this material still is not valid because you have not owned the tax parcel for 4 years. So upon this year, did not know there was a application deadline for January 31st of 2026. So that is why I'm here today, to see if we can't get this resolved, because I have been working pretty diligently to get this taken care of for the past 4 years. Anson County side, our tax parcel is split in 2 counties. Anson side was completed last year. That's why I'm saying we need to see if we can't get this moved along if possible.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Balcom. Questions, Mr. Ashcraft?
No, sir.
Mr. Benchin?
Yeah, I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Mr. Balcom,
Yes, sir.
at what point did you realize that an application was needed? Do you have a date?
So the application was submitted, I think, in front of you on March 5th. So after dealing with the Union County government and Brent over here, I think I found that out probably the last week of February.
Okay, and you're saying prior, what made you, this is probably a better way to phrase it. What made you start the process? What did you receive that notified you that you had to put this application in? Who did you
Well,
receive that from?
I actually called the government, the office number here, trying to figure out where do I start with this, because I've been working on it for the past 3 years. The information was submitted again last year, as it was prior in 2024. So just kind of follow my same protocol that I have the past couple of years, trying to figure out how to get this moved along. And that's when I called in February and found out from Brent that, hey, there was actually a deadline process, but here is the, it's called, I think it was an ADV form, present use form 51 or whatever. So I went ahead and filled that out and submitted it back in. But that was when I realized that there was actually a deadline for this application process.
So you're saying you received no letter, no email,
No,
no
sir.
text, no pigeon message, no
No,
nothing?
sir. Didn't come to my house.
And you just, on your own, realizing that something needed to be done, called, and it was at that point that you realized that you are out of compliance?
100%.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Balcom.
Mr. Smith?
No, my questions have been answered.
All right, Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good. Thank
Okay.
you. Mr. Chairman, can I ask? a
Yes.
question? So you said who did it last year?
You talked the wildlife conservation gentleman?
Yeah. Is he the
Gregory.
one that tried to fill it out then?
Yeah, Gregory Queen.
So you've never filled one out?
No, well, no, he filled it out, and submitted it back to him with my signed documentation, then he submitted it to the Union County government, which in return, I got the information
You
back
had to wait another
saying,
year to.
need another year. So they said, we have it on documentation, we'll work on this again next year, but there was nowhere in there it said that this had to be completed by January 31st.
I don't have any more questions, thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Balcom.
Thank you.
We're here from the county now. Okay.
All right, so in the packet, if you look at page number 7, you'll see the application. And you'll see at the top right, we put the stamp date that we received it on March 6th. And on page 5, you will see the denial letter that we sent out, just saying that the application was not timely on March 9th. Now, everything he said is correct. I believe checking Anson's records, they approved it and put it in last year. But for our records, the property was purchased on May of 2021, and without a primary residence on the property, you have to own it for 4 years. So 22, 23, 24, and 25. 26 would be the first year that it would be eligible to enroll within any program. So if Anson put it in last year, maybe they didn't own it for the 4 full years. I can't speak to that, but we did deny it last year for them not owning it for 4 full years.
Okay.
But this year, I mean, I think he just didn't realize he had to resubmit an application, and once he talked to me, he got everything in right away. So,
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Understood, okay. Let's see if there's any questions, Mr. Benchin, any questions for the county?
So when you said that everything that he said was correct, you all were working to try to help him?
Yes, sir. Soon as he called in.
Talk to me about that, helping him.
As soon as he called in, he was saying that he didn't realize the January 31st deadline. So I was like, well, at this point, I know you applied last year, and it was denied due to ownership because we didn't have the full ownership for 4 full years since it's not a primary residence. So I told him at this point, I was like, you need to get an application in, and he'd already asked about appealing, what can we do this year? And I said, the only thing you'll be able to do is send me a letter stating that you want to appeal the denial due to untimely application, and then we would take it before the board today to see if y'all wanted to approve it or not.
And you don't see where there was any malfeasance, any, just outright not wanting to do, it was just a thing where just didn't know it needed to be done?
Correct. I mean, I
Okay.
think he applied last year, as he stated. He's got the wildlife plan, which at this point, we haven't reviewed that. We just got to see if y'all want to accept the untimely application. But no, I think it could have been maybe thought that, hey, I applied last year, maybe it'll go in this year. But that application was closed out with the denial just for the not meeting the ownership. So we just needed a new application this year. And when he called in, I think he fully intended on just thinking, hey, it's going to be in this year, but when I pulled everything up, we didn't have that open application where we could approve or deny anything this year. And that's just what we needed to get in the system.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Smith?
Chairman.
So basically, last year, because it was 2 months short of being 4 full years, you had to deny it, correct?
Yes, sir. If you purchase it, say in 2021, 2022 is your first year. And if it's, I mean, that's just going into some of the
And that was
guidelines.
March to May was the difference that got them last year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Or January. So, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. O'Keefe? Okay, Mr. Ashcraft?
Just to make a motion to accept the late,
Okay,
We do that at the end.
I don't have a question, I was
yeah,
ready to move on.
yeah. We'll get it in deliberation,
Yes, sir.
just kind
Yeah,
of
we'll
keep
get
it
that
in.
at the
Yeah,
end, won't we?
yeah, but I'm with you, I mean, I don't see any issues with it. Okay,
Thank y'all.
thank you, Mr. Smith.
Yes, sir.
And with that, Mr. Balcom, do you have any rebuttal comments at this time?
No, I mean, like I said, I just hope you guys understand that, I mean, if you look at 4 full years, I think as a taxpayer, and, okay, I'll come on up there, that's fine.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is.
Your voice carries pretty good, but
That's
just in
fine.
case.
Well, I do some public
Okay.
speaking for work
Okay.
anyways, but, so anyways, for, what I'm looking at here is when you own it in 2021, if you're buying something, you hear 4 years, in my mind, you're thinking, well, what is 4 years from 2021? What does that mean? That's 2025, correct? So from my mind, that's why you would think that it'd be taken care of last year. Now, I get it. We missed about 2 months, I guess. But, as Brent was saying, that was my mindset, thought it was submitted. If it was denied, that's fine. You need 1 more year. Okay, well, there you go. There's your next year, which would be 2026. But that's the only questions I have. Appreciate it.
I think we all got it, okay?
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Balcom.
All right, we will move to hearing number 2.
Okay.
This is going to be for Timothy and Jennifer Ubali. This is also for a denial of a untimely application for PUD.
All right. Same thing, just a late application for not being timely.
Okay. And Mr. Ubali, am I saying that correct?
Jubilee?
Ubali?
Yes,
Okay, all right. How are you today?
Doing fine, gentlemen. How you doing?
Okay, okay. All right. Go ahead.
So, since June of last year, we were working on getting the forestry plan, and it took a while for the rangers and them to come out. I finally got it dated at the end of the year, and then worked on getting the application in. I was not aware that I could do an application before I had the forestry plan. My property line also splits the counties, and we've already talked to Anson County, and they're willing to agree to do the tax thing this year if the exception is given for the late application. But with the two counties being separate and getting communication with them together, it just took a while to get it all done.
Okay. I understand. Let me see if members of the board have any questions. Mr. O'Keefe,
Not right now, thanks, I'm just looking through.
Mr. Smith,
No questions.
Mr. Benson,
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ashcraft?
No,
Okay. So the forestry plan was completed at the end of 2025,
Yes, sir.
and you were pretty much waiting on that forestry plan to be completed before you made application.
Yes, sir.
And you understood that the deadline was the end of January of '26.
I wasn't aware of the deadline. I
Right.
just knew that I needed to get it in as soon as possible.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Jubilee. Let us hear from the county, and then I'll
Mr.
see if you.
Chairman.
Oh,
If you don't mind, sir.
go ahead.
Mr. Jubilee,
Yes, sir.
so when you say that you weren't aware of the deadline, there was nothing that you received in the mail or anything of that nature that spoke to you having to file?
I don't recall, to be honest with you, sir. I just knew that I needed to get it in ASAP. It just took that long. I worked on it diligently the whole time, and it just, the timeframe fell past January 31st.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Couple weeks.
We good?
Okay, if you could have a seat, and we'll hear from the county, and then if, after they present, if you have any rebuttal comments, you're welcome to. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So on page 7, you'll just see the application that we received. And at the top right, you'll see we dated it February 18th, just to kind of show when we received it so we can see it's outside of January. So with Mr. Jubilee, he was in here last year with the value appeal. And I mean, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like the board kind of spoke with him about looking into a plan, just with his acreage and everything. And he did do that, and kind of speaking about the foresters, that's not the first time we've heard how busy they were at the end of the year and not being able to get things out. And I did look at the plan already, and I seen it. It is dated December 29th for 2025. And I think just the misconception might have been he was just waiting until he had the full plan in place before submitting an application. And soon as he got the plan, he got the application in, and unfortunately, it was after the deadline. I mean, if we would have had if he would have got an application in and said a plan was coming, we could have went that way, but he just got it in after January, so we had to appeal before the board.
Okay. Questions for the county, Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Smith,
I'm fine.
Mr. Benson.
How would someone know to get the application in?
I mean, if they would call and ask, we'd give them that the application deadline is the month of January. And if they're working with their forester, he would be able to speak to that as well. Just because when they leave the meeting, we don't know if they're going to follow through and go through with everything. So we don't know if a plan is going to be coming in them for this year or not. So they would just need to know that with the forester, or just knowing how the present use value program works.
So the foresters would know or should know to say to a particular client that they're working with, here's some dates that you need to be mindful of. They would have been able to share that?
I mean, not to speak for them, but they should. But also, each county could work a little bit differently with how they do things. We're going to follow the statute as close as we can, but other counties could possibly do something different with how they'll work their applications.
Yeah.
But the application month is the month of January.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that I have my ducks in line when folks come and say, well, they didn't know. I want to make sure that there's nothing that we could do to help them to know.
I mean, we have information on the website. If they call us, they can call and ask Travis or myself, and we'll be able to answer that question. But we're not sending out mailers to every parcel to say, this is how you need to go about getting in the program, because we don't know who is qualified to even get in the program. And like if this came from the board last year of being discussed with him, we don't know if that's his intent to carry through with that. So we do not send out mailers to everybody to say, this is the information.
Now, in Mr. Ubre's case, he was here at a hearing. Was not the date of, to submission brought up then?
I mean, it could have been. I don't know if I was the one down here because that was a value appeal last time. So I don't
Okay.
know if I was the one down here, if even Travis was down here to speak to it. I can't speak to that. But, I mean, this is his first year applying for any present use value. So
Oh,
he's going to be new to understanding what the dates are.
Okay, that helps, that helps.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ashcraft?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Ubaley, do you have any final comments? I think we're all good here and understand the concern.
Yes, sir. With, as long as it took to do the forestry plan, and I started in June. Unfortunately, they were, in Western Carolina a lot. I understand now that the deadline was January 31st, but I moved as quickly as I could, and to be honest with you, I don't think it would have gotten there any sooner. Like I said, I didn't know that I could do the application first, and I didn't even know if I was going to get the application before the end of the year because of how busy the forestry, the rangers were.
Yeah, that seems to me to be the biggest part of the confusion, is you weren't aware that you could go ahead and make application without the forestry plan already being completed. And you were waiting for the forestry plan to be completed before you did the application.
Yes, and I stayed in contact with the rangers, and they did the best they could. Like I said, they were out of town in the field, so getting them to see my property took a while to begin with.
Okay. We understand. The
And I
application-
suspect, Mr. Chairman, that's probably some spillover from Helene, right? They were out west in North Carolina working with Helene?
Probably so. I mean, if they were,
They were, that, and they said we had a real dry summer, so they were out there trying to make sure everything was in order, that no fires were going to start.
right,
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay,
All right, we're going to move to number 4. Number
Okay.
4.
all right.
This is going to be for Douglas and Judy Frick. This one is for property key number 05144095, and Mr. Frick is here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta wait for it. Pull it up first. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and
Good morning.
members of the board.
Morning.
So for the purposes of this appeal and the next two, for the directions, all the parcels touch each other. So for directions, I'll just let everybody know. So the way that you would get to the parcel from Monroe is you would head west on Waxhaw Highway. You can turn to page 8. That's the vicinity map. So you'd go through downtown Waxhaw, and you would take a left onto Richardson Road, and then you would drive through the neighborhood, and you access the parcel through the neighborhood.
Which,
So we're talking about 095.
Okay, that's
And
the one
then
you-
the next three are, 095, 096,
thank you.
and 097.
Is that a house on top? in that?
The house is technically on 090, but the
Okay.
appellant owns
That-
all 4 parcels. And also the one in front, 05141-006B. You see the driveway,
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you how you get to it. Yeah.
Is that a subdivision beside it?
it's a neighborhood, yes.
What's the neighborhood? Do you know?
It's- Yes.
Eastwood?
Yeah, I know where that is. Okay. Yep,
I'm good.
okay.
You got it. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, Mr. Crowe?
I'm
You
fine.
might
sir.
want to get that mic and turn it down there a little bit.
I wanted, the reason I leaned over here, there's a pretty good picture of what you're looking at at tab 4, page 25 of that tab. Um, I'm sorry, page 26.
Got you. Okay.
And so, and this is Mr. Frick. He's,
Okay.
I think, I'll say a little bit, and then I think you'll want to say something else too. And I hope that's okay with you. I'll be relatively short.
That is fine.
Of course, he's appealing the valuations placed on each of these 3 parcels. Parcel 95, and I'll refer to it by the last 2 digits, is a lot that has been increased in value from $9,600 to $89,200. That's a biggie. It won't perk. And there's a letter that I submitted that from the environmental department, which states that. Lot 96 has been increased in value from $49,100 to $161,400. That's another biggie. That lot is accessed by I call it an easement. And you can see it, it's kind of shows up in white from the circle where most of the development has occurred. That easement crosses an earthen dam across that pond, which also should appear on that photograph and also on your screen. I mean, earthen dams are notoriously unreliable. But that's the only way you can get to this parcel. Lot 97 actually has on it, and it's been increased in value from $52,800 to $170,700, another biggie. And you'll see from what's before you that Mr. Frick's house, which is on lot 90, is partly on that lot 97. So that would, I would think, tend to do something to the value on that lot. So that's basically why we're here. We just don't feel like the values now assigned to these 3 lots represent the reality of what the Fricks have. One of them won't perk, one of them is accessible by a right-of-way that crosses an earthen dam, and another one has a house partly on it. So we just don't feel like Mr. Frick and his wife don't feel like. Now, of course, there's been a lot of development around it. There's no doubt about that. But these lots just don't, we suggest, merit this type of increase at this time. Like I said, Mr. Frick's here. I hope you'll let him speak also. He's more eloquent than I am. So, but that's all I've got to say.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Crowe.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Frick?
Thank you, sir.
And I think the board's fine at this point, kind of talking about all 3 of them at one time, since they're all 3 there together. Okay.
When do I get to ask Crowe a question?
I'll get him back.
Well,
I'll get
that's right.
I'll get him, remind me, I'll get him back. Okay,
Under question.
okay,
I'm more handicapped than usual this morning. One of
Okay.
my hearing aids has gone out. If I get to yelling, will you?
you're good.
And if,
You're good right now.
I like this map. my wife and I bought 122 acres from the Massey brothers 45 years ago and developed this Heathwood. It goes, the 122 acres went from Highway 75 to Roan Branch. And that would, on the right-hand side, up and down there in front of the old 95, 96, and 97. That was a straight line from Rome Branch to 75. The other side of Heathwood was a straight line, same situation, but we have now developed and sold all the lots in Heathwood, somewhere around 100. On 122 acres. Well, we kind of boxed ourselves in with this driveway, private drive that comes in between lots 85 and 84 in Heathwood, crosses the pond dam, and then goes back up like you're going back out to Highway 75. It doesn't touch this 095, 090, it does 096 and 097. But those lots we acquired later after the 122 acres from the folks in the Stevens estate across Roan Branch that couldn't access it from Richardson King Road, so we bought one and another one and another one until we had 096, 7, and I guess 8. No, where our house was, that's different than that 095 and 096. And it was lots 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the Stevens estate. The 095, the one nearest the creek, the one outlined in blue, Mr. Cleo Stevens held out on us. And so we went ahead and fenced in the rest of it. And finally, he came through and sold us the last remain. So we've got Wrong Creek as a branch as a boundary to the east and to the south, probably a quarter of a mile of creek. And as Mr. Crow pointed out, the value on 095 went from 9,600 to 89,000. The 96 and 97 increased threefold from 50,000 or so to 160 or 70,000. And then planning department tells us that estate lots are not building lots. That if you're gonna have if you're gonna build on a private drive, you gotta have 10 acres. 095, 6, and 7 add up to 10 acres. And then if it were to be built on, it would be a lot fronting my driveway that was worth $430,000. Pretty pricey for a horse pasture, but it's what it is. That's my thoughts,
Okay.
and I'd love to answer any questions.
Yeah, let me see if members of the board have some questions here. I think Mr. Crow, Mr. Ashcraft had a question for you.
Okay.
So if,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to make sure, those lots that are all together that's being appealed today, why hasn't he just combined them? If you're not gonna sell them, or it doesn't perk if he combines all of them, get 12, 15 acres, and I'm sure the price would be a little more suitable. I mean, only, that's my opinion. What I'm asking you is, since he now that I know that y'all developed it, or he developed that other neighborhood, that's why I'm confused why it wasn't. That's all he has to do, right?
You know, I don't know if I can give you if that ever happens, then the valuation might be different, but we're not looking at that now. It hasn't happened. And as I understand, he's looked into it, but has not been able to complete that process. But right now, what you're looking at is the value placed on these lots as they exist now, that is not combined, but separate lots.
Okay, I got another question then. Okay. Since you developed this other side, you know, the neighborhood, and you sold those lots off, correct? I mean, I'm assuming you did 100, you said, houses or something.
They're all sold or built on, yes, sir.
Yeah, and at that time, those lots seemed a lot smaller than the lots over here that you do have.
They're,
So what did they sell for back when?
they sold for, I'm thinking that these lots are guilty by association. I think the valuation was about the same. A couple of those lots have recently sold in the $150,000 to $175,000
And what
range.
what kind of size would those lots have been? Looking
They're,
at the one-
they are 20, but they're a little over an acre on the average. Part of that would be in the ponds, because the two ponds,
I'm familiar with that.
the lots go to the middle of the ponds.
Right.
Sir, if I may, and then what's left is kind of like taking the heart out of a watermelon slice. And what's left around, and it's not showing up there, but then it goes back out to the power lines. It's the Duke Power right-of-way as part of that leftover, and it's just the Rhine. And but I think there's no buildable site on that 15 acres. But
Is that 6B you're talking about? Is that 6B you're talking about? That lot, 6B? Parcel number 6B? 06B? Or 05141006B? Is that the 15 acres that you're talking about, that slice?
yes, sir, it
Okay,
is.
I thought so too.
Yeah, yes,
And you
sir.
said you can't build on that one.
There's nothing there. It's pond
Okay.
and graded for pond, swamp, and Duke Power right-of-way.
I've got it.
Okay.
I'm good.
Mr. Bench,
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman, not
Okay.
at this time.
Mr. Smith?
So lot 90 technically has the house on it, but it impedes on 97, correct? The one beside it.
Yep.
And
The,
I would think that
I
you
think
would
the
look
deed
at.
is on 090.
I think the county can
Because
clarify.
the
for
house
us.
is
Yeah, I'll
mostly-
ask the county, but I got a feeling they got the house value on 90
Yeah, I would think
Yeah.
so.
and then nothing on 97.
And I'm okay with that, too, yeah.
But the house is impeding on 97.
Yeah.
Because it's physically on it.
That's
And
what I said
probably,
about
probably ought to be
combining
looked, probably ought to be looked at as those two together, no matter what, just because they go that way with the house and lot. Now, is it 95 that it doesn't perk? The one down at the bottom, is there any floodplain on that?
Yes, sir.
You have any idea how much? Most of it, part of it?
Half of it.
And does the floodplain impede on 96 also? The one
Yes,
above
sir.
it?
And 97.
And 97 to some
090.
degree? Because both the back of all, the wooded area on all of them pretty much?
No, it's primarily cleared horse pasture, but There's some wooded area along
The creek.
Wrong branch, yes, sir.
Yeah. And part of that is probably floodplain.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's my question.
Okay, Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, I'm gonna wait for the county, thanks.
Okay. Mr. Crowe and Mr. Frick, if you don't mind, have a seat, and we'll hear from the county on these, and then we'll give you a chance for a rebuttal at the end.
We'll start with 095 and then work through 96 and 97,
Yep.
if that's okay?
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and turn on the flood filter so you can see kind of what that parcel.
That's what I was waiting for.
It's kind of light, so you can see on 095 where it goes through, and then it runs through the back of 096.
So there's not much there that's out of the floodplains the way I see it.
Yeah, so 095, the total parcel is 2.45 acres, and there's flood on 1.62 of those acres. So there's,
Mr. Ashcraft has a question.
Can I get you to expand that out a little bit more so I can see the whole?
go farther back?
Yes, please.
Zoom out? Okay.
All right. Let's do it again, please.
Sure, so go zoom out again.
Yep. Yep.
So there's Waxhaw Highway up there,
That's what I wanted to see is the whole.
and there's the neighborhood.
Yeah. Okay, now you can go back. I feel
Okay.
good.
Okay. Continue on there, Mr. Rose.
Sure. So we're at 89,200, and that's including influences for no perk and for being in a flood zone. So without influences, it would be valued at about $150,000. And as you can see, so 096 and 097, 096 is 3.93 acres, almost 4. You've got 161,400 on that one. And 097 is 3.93 acres also, and it's 170,700. And the difference in those two is there is flood zone on 096, about 0.79 acres of the 3.93 total size.
Okay. Questions for Mr. Rose. Mr. Ashcraft?
Yes, sir. On that 6B again,
Yes,
the
sir.
lot or the parcel, I noticed those are lakes right there in a pond and all that, right? On the, inside that, is that?
Those are ponds on 06B, yep.
Yeah, and it goes all the way up to the right-of-way thing with the power.
Yeah, right,
Okay,
yeah.
coming down. So that one, I would say, do you think they can build a house on that one?
On 06B or 095?
6B?
I don't think so, but that wasn't one that, they're not appealing that value.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, okay.
I got carried away.
Not unusual, is
Made
it?
it mistake. I'm good.
Mr. O'Keefe?
What's changed here? Just do it with 95. What was it and at what point does $8,900 become $89,000? I understand it looks like he simply knocked the zero off all of this, but what was it prior to 25 reassessment June 1 or January 1?
Yeah, so it was, last reassessment was valued at, I think, just under $10,000.
Just under 10?
Yeah.
And what happened there? How did it go from 10 to 90?
Well, I do know, I can only speak for what the sales data says for 095. There was also, I believe that it changed for the flood, the percentage that was given for flood between the two reevaluations. I think that played a factor into the pricing as well. You know, we're at, you know, for a parcel that size, the median sales data between 2 and 3 acres is about 57,195. And we're at about 36,400 for his parcel.
Those are good numbers. Where would I find those in here, just for my edification later on? Or is
So
it something
that-
that I gotta ask?
I have something for 097 and 096, because these were appeals last year as well. They didn't make it to BER. But yeah, I can speak to if we want to go to 096 and 097, if you turn to page 23, you'll see the comps on that page. Yep, so.
In section 5.
So you won't,
Yes.
sorry, you won't see it in 095, but it'll be in 096 and 097, yeah. Correct, yep. And I'd say, so there were 9 sales that we used, and the median price per acre for the vacant land sales between 2.228 and 4.43 acres was $43,796 an acre. So 096, the one that's with the flood, we have valued at around $41,230 per acre. And then 097 is valued at about $45,128 per acre. So both are within the median for the acreage. And it's difficult because the sales comp, we used
So
both the same.
97 was how much per acre?
97 is 45,128. We use the parcels are the same size, so we use the same comps for both.
And just allowed for the additional floodplain.
That's
In
correct.
95, right?
Yep. And I will say, 4 of the 9 comps they were purchased as land, and a single-family dwelling has been built on them since. And then just so the original appeal also talked about access, and that is, you know, the picture that we looked at before on page 26, it kind of outlines all of the parcels. The way that we view it from the county is that because it's a single owner, they're not restricted access from parcel to parcel, even though the driveway per se only goes through one of the parcels.
Can you say it one more time?
So from an access standpoint.
From an access standpoint?
The homeowner, they own those 5 parcels.
Correct.
So there's nothing stopping them from going to one parcel to the next.
Okay. Like, once they have that access, it's full access
It's,
to
yeah.
all the properties,
They control.
you know,
Yep.
all the,
Now, if they sold one of them and then, you know, they could take away maybe access from that next person, that might be different. But, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Ashcraft?
When did the subdivision start?
When did the subdivision start?
We have a couple houses started right before Chico, so I would say about
Okay.
85.
So it's been there for a long time, this subdivision, correct? Do you know that? Does anybody know that?
I do, yeah. I know where it is, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have any
Yep.
questions, I just wondered.
Just going out of what, yeah. Mr. Benson, any further questions for the county?
I
Mr.
guess-
Rose, I mean, I don't, have I stopped you? Are you done, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
I guess the one question that I have is this a value, is the increase in the value simply to bring it up to market value with the other properties in the area? Is that the main reason for the increase, to bring it up to market value?
I don't know to bring up to market value, but we're basing it off of sales data in the
Okay.
county.
Okay, so
That's
you're
where we're
making it
basing our value.
comparable to other properties of the same size and stature?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's what Mr. O'Keefe's question about what changed was just the value of surrounding properties.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Smith?
Question on 97 associated with 90. I don't believe they could sell that lot unless it was reconfigured
As a house.
because of the access and the house on it.
That's why
I thi-
they have the property, don't they?
Yeah.
They own both of them.
They
own
They
it.
would have to do.
But it's
you're
being
right.
valued as an empty lot at a residential lot value effectively. And it's impaired by the house as it sits and the driveway easement that goes into it. It seems to me that if I was looking at this piece of property, you'd have to take the two of those together and effectively combine it as one parcel for a value, because you can't split it. It may be legally split right now, but if they were gonna sell that parcel, they would have to take off a sizable portion of it and assign it to 90, which is very problematic to the remainder of that lot. So it seems like I don't know what the land value is on 90, but it seems to me that the land value on 97 ought to be the same because the house is impeding on it.
Right.
That's my personal opinion. And then when it comes to 95, there is a little bit of land outside the floodplain, but it's heavily impacted by shape outside the floodplain. Did y'all take shape into account on the remaining outside the floodplain when you calculated that one on 95?
There's nothing being accounted for shape. It's
Well, it's long
flood
and thin. I'm not sure and it doesn't perk, how you could even consider building anything down there, so it's basically unbuildable. And unbuildable goes to ought to be fully unbuildable, the way that one sits. Personal opinion. 96 is 96. It's it's just a matter of how much you take off for flood, is the way I see it. So that's my comments on this one, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. O'Keefe, did I get you, or?
Yeah, I would like to know what 90 is valued at, because you can't look at 90 without looking at 97.
Yeah, we can,
The land value for 90 is 176,200.
For 90, 176,200?
And it's how many acres? Or how much per acre?
It's 3.91.
3.91, and this other one is
3.93.
roughly the same.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
okay. Let me circle back here. Mr. Ashcraft, did you have another question? About what
The no perk test that was done for number 95, is that correct? Is it in our pamphlet, is it in our book?
Yes,
You know
sir.
that-
It should be
I don't know what page it is now.
it's hard, yeah, I believe it's the last page. It's a little hard to read, but it is there.
And what tab would it be under?
4?
Additional appellate, it's the last page of the packet for 095. Should be under the additional appellant information.
Is it tab 4
Sir.
for?
Section 4.
Thank you, that's what I
Last tab.
Yeah,
Okay, here's my.
I'm assuming it is page 42. It's the
Yeah,
very
42.
last.
Oh, okay, you can barely read it.
Yeah, the magnifying glass don't even help.
That's
But
not gonna-
it says, yeah, where they've written out septic denied, unsuitable.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay. Good
I
on
do have
that.
one more question.
Oh, he's coming back around.
Yeah, Mr. Benson had his hand up.
Okay.
I'd like, when was the house built? And when the house was built, was it being realized that it was being built on two different parcels?
When,
You got to talk to the mic, sir. Oh, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, we need for y'all to come back to the mic. Yeah.
I think the house is about 30 years old.
So it was built in like the mid-nineties? Built in like the mid-nineties?
Yes, sir, I think, that's pretty correct, and we've lived there, we built the house. But we acquired these lots from the Richardson King Road side because they were estate lots from the Stevens estate, and they couldn't get across Ron Branch and the floodplain to get to them. And one of the heirs contacted us about buying on that side of the property, of the land we had bought from the Masses, and it was pretty cheap because I couldn't get rid of it. Well, then we wound up buying two more that would be 097 and 096. No, I'm sorry. We bought another one, 097, sometime later, and I'm sorry, Mr. Cleo that owned 095 wouldn't sell. And so we put a fence line in between 95 and 96 and down by the creek and up around 10 or 11 acres of all pasture, some, and sort of fenced that. But then finally Mr. Cleo came through and we bought that 095. And
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Fritz, that's good information. However, my question to you
yes, sir.
is, when you built the home, did you build it knowing that it was going to be on two parcels, both 90 and 97? Did you realize that at the time, or was that something that you found out later that the house was on two?
I think it was something I found out later. We just sort of picked out a area
spot
we thought would be a nice home site, and it only infringes on 97 a little bit, but it does.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Now, but I want to go a little bit more. If we were to serve any or all those lots with our private drive, planning department tells us we got to have 10 acres. Well, we take 095, 6, and 7, you get 10 acres. Now, if we separate 095 and put it on our 15-acre parcel, which it joins, then 096 and 097, and it's still going to be horse pasture. We can't, planning says we can't put a house on it.
I got you on that part. Okay, thank you, Mr. Frick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Everybody, good,
I just
Mr.
have a question for the county again.
Okay.
Being, they
Mr.
told
Rose,
us,
okay.
they told us what the value was of the property on 90, the value of the land itself. If you looked at 90 with 97 with that increased acreage, would the value of the land be comparable, or would it be basically double up the land value, or by being bigger, would it be less? I have no idea. That's why I'm asking the question.
So you're asking if we were valuing those two as one whole, yeah,
Yeah.
economy of scale would kick in and the total value would be less. The economy of scale would kick in.
Yes,
You went from
that's
3 to
what I
6,
thought.
Yeah, your per acre would go down, so yes.
So it would behoove them to probably combine all of them together into one 10-acre parcel
Yeah,
for the
if-
future.
If the intent is to never subdivide them.
Yeah, if you never wanted to, but if you have the issue with the private access and the 10 acres, it makes sense to put it all together to lower your overall tax value on this stuff. Personal
Yeah.
comment.
Agree.
And-
Thank you.
And I would say, I was looking for documentation here about the 10 acres. I don't see it as far as the 10-acre restriction. I happened to look at one of the other lots that had been built in 2007, so they're still building those houses recently.
There's something, though, where we have been hit with that on that 10-acre restriction. It's something, it seems like. I can't remember.
Yeah,
But,
like,
we can
it's
maybe
quite
get that-
possible. I just don't see the documentation.
Yeah, get it clarified in deliberations a little bit. And, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rose. Everybody good? Okay.
Good.
With that, we'll move along. Okay.
All right, so just for the record, that did take care of hearing number 4, hearing number 5, and hearing number 6. all
Correct.
that were for Mr. and Mrs. Frick. So
Correct.
now we will move to hearing number 8. This is going to be for Sean and Tanya Valine. This is for property key number 06192679, and Mr. Valine is here today.
Good morning.
I'm Steve Gurkos, and it's my first time up here.
Okay.
Oh,
Might want to get the mic. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
So we're
And
doing
pull
8.
this up.
We're not doing 7.
yeah, I guess.
So you're the appraiser,
Correct, yes.
and then the property owner is here as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, we have a new appraiser.
And here's the property. And pull out, and
Let's see where in the world we are.
Tab,
so this is the North Carolina, South Carolina line, and this
tab
is Kensington Drive.
Got you.
And our lot is right here.
We've had some.
Isn't this going out?
That's
Isn't this
Marvin.
going out Stack Road?
I'm not
Lakeman
sure.
Road? Can you zoom it out a little bit?
All right.
Anybody else from the county clarify that? Isn't that,
Yeah, could somebody speak up, please?
So this is, as you go right past the Providence, right where the Harris Teeter is, that's Kensington Road. So if you take that down into South Carolina, so.
Wait a minute.
Waxhaw is just,
let me make sure I'm, okay, I think I saw something, I see something Lake Monroe Drive. Am I on the wrong one, or we're on tab 9, aren't we?
no, Schmidt, 8.
Yeah, kind of.
There we go.
Providence Road is right here.
Yeah,
If that helps.
We're on
We're
tab
still
8.
way
That's-
down here.
yeah, why is it, what tab are we supposed to be
we
on?
should be on tab
8.
9.
9?
8.
8, sorry.
Yes,
That's the confusion. That's the confusion. I think some,
It's
yeah.
hearing number 8.
Hearing
8.
number 8.
Tab 8.
Now I'm with you, buddy. Okay.
All right.
It is 8. 8 is it.
Yeah.
Hearing number 8. It's Sean and Tanya Valine.
Okay. They live near the gun, is that the gun place over here to the left? Where you shoot guns and stuff?
Trap and skeet range.
Yeah. Whether
Shot rifle,
Charlotte,
pistol.
just wanted to know.
And then on page 7 is a map too, if you want, look at page 7.
Excellent.
I'm with you now. It helps when I'm on the right tab.
It is
Yeah.
on the border.
Okay.
At least they didn't go across the border. We have to deal with both sides.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so Mr. Valine.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for your time. I'm just here because I just don't think the value that we're assessed at is comparable to the houses that were sold in the area, and honestly, the value as of today, which doesn't really factor in, but essentially, there's a house that's comparable to ours. It's listed for $100,000 less right now. It's not moving, so I really don't want to be personally stuck on paying tax for an overvalued house for the next 4 years. So essentially why I'm here. I did have my Realtor send some comps, which hopefully you all see.
I'm looking at some, and if you look in the book, is it the one with the pictures of the houses? And then on page 13, it's got a listing maybe? Thirteen, 14.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are comps that your Realtor put together for you?
They are, yes.
Okay.
And that's, some of them, there were definitely more houses that were sold.
And current value 706,300, well, I think 676 now
Yeah,
is the
Yeah.
current
it's been
value.
reduced down.
Okay.
Yeah, they reduced when I appealed.
And then your opinion of value still sits at 630?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's less than that personally, but, you know,
Okay.
I'll defer to you.
Yeah. Any other information that you've got, or are you ready for questions from the board, or?
No, some of these houses, I mean, I don't know if this factors in, according to the county rep, it doesn't, but the bathrooms, several of these houses have more bathrooms than we have. We have 2.5. I think that makes the value less personally, but I don't know if that's true, what I was told, but 2.5 bathrooms. These other houses had 4, you know, and are selling for less money than ours.
Okay. Questions from the board, Mr. O'Keefe?
Yeah, the comps on page 14, these are the comps provided by the Realtor?
Yeah, she didn't give me, I was trying to get her to give me the ones where there's, the ones on page, I guess it's page 12 with the photos, but she couldn't do that with the MLS to get those in there. So, yeah, these are the ones that were provided to me by my Realtor on 14. And 13, it's the same, it looks like the same.
So these are comps out of your neighborhood?
They're our community of Millbridge.
Okay, so that's the development, I mean.
Yeah.
Got it, okay.
That's the development. There is a house right now listed on our, there's several, there's 3 or 4 on our Ridgehaven Road right now, and there's a house that's literally the same size, 1419 Ridgehaven Road, which is listed for $575 and not moving.
Where is that? Is that in here somewhere, or is that just? Well, that doesn't really matter, does it?
It doesn't.
Mr. Chairman? It has to be sales.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I was just bringing that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not comparable to 2025, no.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm just trying to get to the comps. that
Yeah.
I need that say that it's wrong. There's a few in there that are.
County
also not
comps are
part
right
of it.
there.
Is that correct, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, I'm looking
About
at,
3 of them?
I've kind of flipped to the county, I kind of flipped to the county comps, and
Yeah.
Okay.
so apologize.
The 1024, 627, and 625, those are, shouldn't be used, is that not correct?
Correct, I mean, yeah, we've got to be
So
looking
13 and 14
1/125 or
is the same
before.
thing.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, I got you.
okay,
I'm just trying to understand what the case that's being made to say
okay.
it's too high.
Mr. Smith?
You have a pool in your backyard, correct?
We do, yes, sir.
Do you feel that adds or detracts from the value of your home?
I would think it would add some value, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Benson?
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Mr. Ashcraft?
No, sir.
Okay. And then, Mr. Verlaine, have you had a chance, I'm assuming you have, to review the comps that the county has?
No, sir.
23, hold on just a minute. Yeah, starting on page 23 in the red.
Thank you.
Page 23, red number 23.
Closer to your,
Yeah, no, I did not have a chance to review that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, one thing I was looking at, I mean, the sales price, it looks like what you paid $680,000 for it in January of '24, is that correct?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
looking at this real quick, but, and then they've lowered it to 676. And they're within, I don't know, I'm just guessing here, 7% of your opinion of value. So, I don't know.
it is less than what it's paid for.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. Tell you what, with that, Mr. Verleen, let us hear from the county, and then after we hear from the county, we'll give you a chance for a rebuttal at the same time, okay?
Okay, thank
Okay?
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm getting a little confused with some new appraiser faces we've got today.
I know.
Mr. Gurko and Mr. Rose there, okay.
So those the only two?
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep you on your toes.
yeah, okay.
Actually,
You-
we have a brand new appraiser who just started today.
Okay,
We'll introduce him later.
okay, all right,
Okay.
so,
Well, he has a beard, so he's all right with me.
that's pretty,
This gentleman we're speaking with.
this is Mr. Gurko with the county. It kind of confused me to start with.
Okay, Steve, got it.
Okay, all right.
All right. So we came up with our new assessed value of 676 after running a sales comparison report, and got very strong comps that 3 of the 4 that we used were on the same street, and they were all 2024 sales. The third one is actually even closer than,
Mr.
it's right
Chairman.
around the corner.
Did I hear him say 676 to 679, right?
We adjusted the, to 676.
Oh, you talking about the amount? I thought
The
you were talking
amount,
about the
correct.
partial number.
No, no.
The current value's been
Okay.
The
I
adjusted.
got
current
you.
value, we adjusted it to 676.
My apologies.
From the sales analysis report. And like you noted, the house sold, subject house itself sold for 680 in 2024 as well. So our assessed value is actually slightly less than what it sold for in 2024. And with the comparables being strong, we didn't feel a need to adjust a second time.
Okay. Understood. Let me see if there's any questions, Mr. Ashcraft.
Yes, Steve, I'm looking at your comps, and it seems like to me, even in '24, the prices were going down. What do you think? Those comps you have, is that not correct? I mean, he bought his in January of '24, then in May is your first comp of '24. They're roughly the same average, except he does have a swimming pool, unless this comp you have here has a swimming pool. That would be a difference. Then you got 610 for same square footage, but it sold for 610 on April 15th. Then you get into July, and it's 622. The square footage is a little bit smaller than the subject, but then I don't know if they have a swimming pool either, but, I mean, it's just, it has gone down, at least those have.
It appears so, but if you also look at the adjusted after we equalize the houses to the subject house,
Okay.
and look at that number on the bottom, those numbers are a little
Kinda
bit
like
higher.
Comp 4, on the next page, comp 4 is, well, about 600 square feet bigger, but it's definitely sold for 850.
I think we're just
Right.
talking about that final number at the bottom. The
Yeah,
the
664.
adjusted sales price, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But all those comps don't have swimming pools, is that correct?
I do not know that.
Okay. No more questions.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
No, I'm good.
Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gurko. Mr. Valleen, any final comments you'd like to make?
No, sir, thank you. My only question is, how does this process, do I have to stick around, or?
You don't have to. I
Okay.
mean, we'll hear all the cases today.
Okay.
And once we're done with that phase, then we go into the deliberation phase. You're welcome to stay for that, but I'm not sure how long it'll take, but you'll be notified by the county 30 days or a little less.
Okay,
of
no,
our
that's fine.
decision.
Thank you, I
Okay.
appreciate your time. Thank you,
Okay,
gentlemen.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All righty, Madam
We are
Clerk.
going to move to hearing number 9. This is for property key number 09207005A. This is for Mr. and Mrs. Valera, and Mrs. Valera is present today.
I bet this might be off Stack Road. Okay. Yeah.
So the parcel's outlined, and we are on Lake Monroe. And you can see a majority of the lake right here, and it's
Okay.
midway on the western side.
God, we've heard one right near there already.
Maybe zoom out some.
Zoom
so-
out.
Yeah, get them
Yeah.
some roads. It's high school.
Be heading out 207 south from Food Line off Sunset,
Yeah.
heading south. And
That's
then-
Lake Monroe, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Correct.
that's
Lake
what it is.
Monroe.
Yeah, I know where the subdivision is, that's for sure.
Okay, everybody, is the rest of the board familiar with where this is?
We've seen several out here,
Yeah,
haven't we?
I think so. Just south of Monroe.
Well, that lake's dry right now.
Yeah, sure is. Was then. Okay.
Was that day,
And
wasn't it?
Miss
Varela.
Varela, okay. Good morning.
Good morning. And you can, I'm on tab
One
9.
right near it.
Follow
Yeah.
through on these.
Make sure we kind of speaking into the mic, okay?
Thank you.
I think we saw that.
Yeah, if you can look at tab 9.
Right, we're there.
Okay, if I could turn your attention to page 26. I'm not discounting any of the other information, but I had submitted this. In 2024, before January 1st, 2025, the market did not have much available data for similar to our home. So the assessment by Union County had 2 on Lake Twitty and 1 on Lake Lee, and I attached that in the back, but I think this is also here. But that assessment, these are vastly different subdivisions where property values are higher because all homes and their properties are maintained to higher standards. The first one is 1120 Village Lake Drive off of Lake Twitty. I've got a picture of, what that looks like.
Oh, we saw this one last year, didn't we?
The second one is 1611 Waters Mark Drive
What
off
page
of
is that, please, ma'am?
page 26, sir.
All right, we're all, okay, thank
By
you.
there.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the second one was 1611 Waters Mark Drive on Lake Lee. And the third one is 3403 Peninsula Court on Lake Twitty, which had a $1.3 million tax market value. This house, our house, we bought in 2021 for $480,000. The assessment went to $513,000, and then now had jumped up to $840,000 in 2025. We have not improved the home, except for we put some solar panels on it. But we have not increased the square footage, and which is roughly 3,000 square foot with a 1,700 square foot unfinished basement. If you turn to page 28, Lake Monroe subdivision, where this parcel is located, you see a picture. The lake is down, extreme drought. We have no waterfront. Our dock is dry. We cannot enjoy the lake. Plus, there is a 30-foot buffer that the city of Monroe owns off of our property that is taken off. But that picture is in the lake. It's down, I have heard, 28 feet. Number B, our home is not on a paved road. The pavement stops just before our driveway. If you turn to page 29 and see our next door neighbor at 1705, he has trailers, he has container boxes, and maintains miscellaneous items, basically junk in their yard. It's a multiple family dwelling. That's next door. If you turn to page 30, our neighborhood is full of different market value properties. We're not a standard one like Lake Twitty or Lake Lee. And that's fine. Everyone's got different homes and such. But it's the comp that was done by the county, although they needed to go that far, is not comparable. If you turn to page 31, we should be looking at ones that are close to our lake. This comp is lakefront on Lake Monroe and was listed in August of 2024 for $749,000. But it did not sell and went through numerous price reductions before it expired in March 2025. It relisted in 2025 and finally sold in August of 2025 for $600,000. That's 805 Stack Road.
Which you understand, we can't.
I understand, but
Yeah.
if you look, though, the tax value for this one went up to $633,000. And that's where I'm asking, is that you look at the tax assessments. They went up to $633,000 in 2025. Our property's got slightly more footage, a slightly larger lot, but they've got a 3-car garage plus a separate 2-car detached garage, and overall the tax value should not be $240,000 higher than this one. If you turn to page 32, these are other ones that are Lake Monroe properties and assessments. There's 520 Earl Griffin Road. It's a superior home to ours in size, in lot size, and their tax market value went up to $698,700. The next one is 618 North Lake Drive. This is a very superior home. It's over 5,000 square feet compared to our 3,000 square feet. And it had larger land and such. Their tax value went to $848,000. So $8,000 difference between the two. I just don't see it happening. And then when you turn to page 33, that is where, if you look at Realtor.com, it has it for $671,600 for our property. I just ask that you reconsider and look at the assessments in light of our subdivision and not these other two subdivisions.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Understood. Let me see if members of the board have any questions for you, Mr. Benchin.
Mr. Chairman, I want to say that this is a friend of mine, so I want to recuse myself.
Okay. Yeah, there's only certain instances, I think, when you can,
You're only allowed to recuse yourself in a vote if you are in a situation where you would experience direct financial gain from a vote
or a family member.
or a family member.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then.
Okay.
I just wanted to be known.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
good.
In that case, you, how are you?
Good, thanks, Jimmy.
According to this sheet, you're declaring, from your opinion of tax value, at 721, but you've quoted quite a few in the 600,000 range. Is that what you meant to say here, the 721?
I'm looking for something far less than
840.
840,000. I don't believe it's worth that amount, and I still don't see how it could jump up to that value, except for the comparison. And rightly, until you look at the pictures, you're thinking lake property to lake property, and they're different as night and day in the subdivisions.
Okay. That was it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Smith.
So basically, your main argument is Lake Monroe is not to the quality of the other two lakes that are mentioned with the properties on them. That's
correct.
your main argument. Yes.
We are drawn down the most. I understand it is a city supply water for the city of Monroe. And, we're in drought conditions. I'm not going to fault that, it's the Union County government here or anything.
Yeah.
But the assessment of the lake property to Twitty, which is the headwater there, and is night and day.
It's controlled differently.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mr. O'Keefe.
I've got no question, I want to hear what the county has.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Ashcraft?
Did you bring this before the board last year?
I did, but I didn't bring the pictures. I just tried to do it logically and got denied.
Yeah, and you got the letter on 8/21/25 of $840,000. Just wanted to make sure my comrades know that
Thank you.
One beside it.
it's been before us before.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Mr. Varela, if you would, is that how I pronounce it?
Pardon me?
Varela?
Varela.
Varela, okay. You would have a seat, and we'll have the county present their information, and I'll give you a chance for any rebuttal comments. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
So as you mentioned, the value of this property was appealed last year before the board, and our current assessed value of $840,000 is the value that was the board's decision last year. And for last year's appeal, we ran two sets of sales analysis on Comper, and both came in close and were within 1.5% of the $840,000, so we felt very strongly about it. So we're using the same comps as last year for this year, and since nothing has changed, as she mentioned, they haven't made any changes, so we felt that they were still relevant and accurate. So we recommended no change from the $840 from last year. As far as some of what she said, for the difference between the two lakes, on page 22 with our comps that we used, if you look at the land value line, some of that is addressed there. You'll notice that all the rest of them have higher values than what the subject does, and so the those are the value of the comps on the other lakes are lowered somewhat to help adjust for not being in the same neighborhood. And then looking at the neighborhood, the Lake Monroe neighborhood comparables that she brought up. The first one on 805 Stack Road, the quality of that house is a good minus. It's 2 full steps below, which accounts for the difference in the value.
What page are we on? What page?
We
is
on
that
24?
So I went from page 22 and then to,
Around
I was on page
20.
22.
20.
You sent that,
okay,
change.
22, and then I went to the ones that she brought up that were
Yes.
on page 30.
All right, let me
I believe
get
it
to that
starts
page.
there.
We got it.
Maybe a little further. 31
All right, get-
is the 805 Stack Road.
okay, is this the page we're supposed to be on?
Get up there.
Is this the page?
That's
Yes.
where I
Talking
am.
about this one? Okay.
Correct. So with that house, she brought up that it went for $633 this year. However, it's not as high quality as the subject home. And then go to page 32. For 520 Earl Griffin, it's about the same grade. However, it's also was built in 1989 compared to the subject house being built in 2003, which helps to result in it having a lower value. And while its square footage is higher, a good deal of that is in a finished basement, which doesn't have the same value per square foot as a first level finished. And then for 5B, also on page 32, which is 618 North Lake Drive. That house was built in 1978, so it's approximately 25 years older than the subject house. So,
Okay.
do you have any questions?
See if we have questions here. Mr. Ashcraft?
Yes, you know, on page 32, it says tax market value. Is this part of the county?
No,
Dated?
page 32 is
Hers.
It's her data.
That's her data, correct.
And where did she get that from? I just never seen this layout.
Realtor.com?
Okay, I didn't know if it came from the county's
No.
information. Like,
No.
all right. I don't have any questions.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
So is the weight of your assessment predicated on recent work or the fact that the board accepted the value from last year? How much recent work was done on assessing the property?
Well, being we're still going to use the same comparables because the cutoff deadline is still the end of 2024. So those were still the same accurate, the best, most accurate
I think
comparables
you said
that
you
we
just,
could come up with.
you reviewed what was done last year and didn't
Right.
see any.
Right, because we can't come up with any new 2025, 2026. So those were accurate last year, and they're going to be the most accurate data that we had again for this year. So there were no changes as far as our comps.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Smith?
I have no questions. I'm trying to digest the comps again.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just have.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Just so I understand, part of the comps was this land, you adjusted the land value somewhat.
Right.
There's some fairly significant adjustments there.
Yes.
Big adjustments. I just want to make sure my math is right. It's been a long time since third grade.
And I think that kind of gets back,
That's a
I
huge
understand
number.
where he's coming from on that,
Yeah.
because while Lake Monroe's nice, I mean, when you get into Village Lake and Lake Twitty, it's
Nicer.
finished out, to Ms. Farrell's point and to the county's point, a little better. And that adjustment's made in the land
The land
to
is.
kind
Right.
of account for that piece. Even
Correct.
though I know the taxpayer's still not good with the value, but I
Correct.
understand the rationale there.
Yeah.
Because if you look, the subject has 2.29, again on page 22. Subject has 2.29 acres, and just looking at comp 1 to give an example, it's 1.04, so about half, but the land value is a little bit more than double for half the acres. So that's the adjustment that's made for,
Just wanted to make sure I
Being-
understood it.
Yeah. Yeah, good point, though. Okay. Everybody good on the county side at this point?
Yeah, I just
Mr.
want to make sure,
Ashcraft?
Steve, you gave us the comps again that you gave us last year, is that correct?
Correct.
And you stick with it, is that not correct?
correct.
Okay, I don't have any questions.
Yeah, and one of, just for everybody's information, I mean, when the value was, did we lower the value from X to 840?
It was lowered before we came to the board
Right.
last year.
Last year, and we kept it at 840.
Right.
Okay, okay, understood. Thank you. Ms. Varela, any rebuttal comments?
Yeah, just a couple comments on that. If you look at the diagram where the dialogue box is to the right, you can partially see the house for 520 Earl Griffin. And that property is also, we have 2.29 acres, but they have almost 6 acres property, as well as the square footage. And the reason I bring that up is when I bought the house, when my husband and I bought the house in 2021, and we applied for a mortgage, they used for our comps that house. That house was sold in 2020 for $621,000. It was a larger house, has some outbuildings, it has the larger property. That's when they gave us the value of $513,000 for the value of our house, even though we paid $480,000. And then we presented that the following year for appeals and got the assessment changed to $513,000. So I guess what I want to point is that that house was acceptable to be comparable, and I feel like it is still comparable for our assessment. And I just want to point that out. That's where they're at, and I thank you for your time.
Yeah, I think we have a question. Mr.
I'm
Ashcraft?
glad you brought this up. Can you center this up a little bit? I like to keep this property here that she's talking about. It has a lot of, is that called flood?
Floodplain, right, because it's very steep in that area. We're like on a hill type, and there's like this ravine. Originally, Lake Monroe Drive was supposed to be constructed all the way to Earl Griffin, but I think what they did is they drew it on paper, and then when they looked at the reality, they said, there's no way we're going to put a road here. So all the the runoff from storms from Oak Drive and Earl Griffin come through here into Lake Monroe.
Okay, can you move back to her house again, please? More of that. Good. Okay, stop right there. Okay, my question is this. All this property is in the blue line, is that correct? And if it's in the blue line, it seems like, that's not your property, is it? Or is it a common area or something? Who knows that? Accessing Doc,
how the,
and then for the county, I would say, you know, if it's the blue line, she doesn't have really much in floodplain. Would you say that? Anybody looking at?
yeah,
I mean,
just along
compared
the
to all those
fringes of
other
the,
people.
just along the fringes of the, yeah, boundary.
Yeah, but this
You
thing-
see where the dock is?
Yeah.
There's the 30-foot buffer that the city of Monroe owns.
There you
And
go.
then
That's
ours
the question.
comes, right, then we've got ours, and then I have some in the flood.
That's what I didn't know. The city
Right.
owns that. Okay.
And it's
But she
probably,
really doesn't have
this
much in
map's probably
floodplain.
offset a little
Right,
bit off.
right.
So it
Very
goes up, probably goes
Certainly
over.
not today,
I
but
mean,
Yeah,
even.
the map's a representation. It's probably
Yeah, that's
off a
good.
little bit because you can see it seems to be too low on the property
It's fine
below
with
it.
me now. I
But-
understand what it is.
Yeah, but there's that easement or actually the town owns
Yeah,
the edge, the shoreline.
gotcha.
Right.
Okay,
understood.
no more questions.
Thank you, Ms. Varela.
Thank you.
Okay, Madam Clerk?
We're going to go to hearing number 3. This is for Open Door Property Trust 1, property key number 06192670. And there is nobody here for this hearing today.
Okay.
We're going to jump to hearing number 7. This is for First Choice Housing, Inc., property key number 03135026. There's also nobody present for this hearing today. So that concludes all the hearings where we have appellants present,
Okay.
which would then take us into deliberations. Do you guys want to take a
Is the board like to
break?
take a 5-minute
5
recess?
minutes?
Yes,
All right, We'll do a
okay.
5-minute and then come
Okay,
back.
reconvene, okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I really appreciate it, Mr. Chair.
I'm going,
Yeah, you lost your turn, but.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting back to order. And
All right.
Madam Clerk?
Yes, so I think I was just so ready for a break. There is a hearing number 10.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah, but it's the staff recommendations,
okay.
which you will find on your addendum A, so you
Right.
can review that during deliberations. I
Sounds
apologize
good.
for missing that one, but nothing to present on that one, just you'll find that on your addendum A. Okay?
All right,
So then starting back to hearing number 1 for deliberation purposes. This was for the late application by Cameron and Emily Balkum that were present and presented today.
I didn't have any issues with this. What's the comments from the board?
Can I make a motion?
Yep.
We accept the late application, please.
Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Ashcraft, a second for Mr. Benchin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So motion's carried to accept the untimely application.
All right, that will take us to hearing number 2 that was presented today. This was also for Timothy and Jennifer Ubel, I believe.
Jubilee.
Somebody said
Jubilee.
Jubilee.
Jubilee, I believe.
All right, that was also for an application denial for present use, and they were here and presented today.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we accept the late application.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft, second from Mr. Benchin. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried to accept the untimely application.
Hearing number 3 is for Open Door Property Trust 1 for parcel number 06192670. This was an appeal of value, but they were not here and did not present today.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we accept the county's, I guess, current value of $628,600 because of a no-show.
Second.
Okay. Have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft, a second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion's carried for the current value of $628,600 to remain.
That takes us to hearing number 4. This was for Mr. and Mrs. Frick. This was, first one for number 4 was for property key number 05144095. This was an appeal of value.
Can we get these, as we're talking about them, kind of,
Make sure we get the right numbers on the right
Yeah.
property.
This is the one that had no perk.
No perk and mostly in the flood. This was the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah, 95.
Pull that thing up.
yeah, I think as we go through deliberations, if we can have all of them as we go, kind of, yeah.
I think, yeah, they all right by.
You couldn't build on nothing here.
Okay. I do know that property.
Okay.
And the first thing is, it said no perk, but I don't know about y'all, but I couldn't even read that thing that said no perk.
I think it was clarified in there with some writing outside, and the letter was official, and looks like the county's accepted it. I mean,
Does the county accept that?
I think they said the no perk's been applied, had it?
Yeah, that's correct. There's
No
no
perk
perk
has
on
been
it.
applied. Y'all
That's the
accepted
value
it.
you have on it based on no perk and all that, and floodplain and everything else, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that helps me a lot. Right.
Okay. And
Anybody?
any other, I mean,
I mean, this piece of property is worthless as it sits individually.
yeah.
It's worthless.
Well, I mean,
It's worthless.
it's mostly in the floodplain.
So is 06B, I mean, if you look at it, and that's basically made so that you can sell the 20 other lots right next to
Yeah.
it. So, yeah, it's worthless, but it's like
It's a,
a salamander lot here in, closer into town where it's all floodplain. You get no other way to, so they cut it out and
yeah,
leave
they
it there. I
kind of
mean,
put those lakes.
It's worth being attached to another piece
Yes,
of property
exactly.
to give that piece of property more acreage.
Relief, yeah.
That's the value of this.
when they're allowing for floodplain, they're allowing for no perk. They're
Yeah.
allowing,
I don't say how they can be allowed, I mean, 3/4 of this thing's in the floodplain. And the value, and they don't.
But it still has value. I mean, it doesn't take it down to zero
It
value.
doesn't take it to zero, but and then you got no perk, then you got shape of what's left outside the floodplain of it is very slim and long. It's worth combining with another piece of property, but it's not
It hadn't been
individually.
done.
That's the
been
problem.
situation
This whole
before.
problem should all be one parcel.
They could settle their own problems. Because see, like right now, you know, it might not have enough, and it doesn't perk, but that doesn't mean if you own the other property.
You
that
bought
can-
the other part of it.
You could get over there and get perk and bring
Yep.
it back over. I mean, that's,
Yep.
that's what you do sometimes when you develop things.
Well, and I think they wanted that piece of property for a while, and they put a fence up between it and 96 and 95.
Yeah, they got
They
it.
were working with the guy to get it into their
Yeah.
stable, if you will, or attach it to their land. Like I said, I don't think you can really look at it totally alone.
So
That's the problem. This whole thing needs to be not looked at, but they need to combine it.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I'm not
I
sure
don't
we
think
can
it's
do
our-
anything about it.
But
I mean,
until then, we have to look at it separate.
Yep.
But I
still
don't
have to
think
look
it's
at it
our
separately.
situation here, sitting as a board, that we create
value?
values based on something that they need to do on their own.
Yeah.
When,
You know what I mean, say that's not worth anything, that's not.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not too sympathetic with it.
I think you have to
They
look
should-
at it individually for the time being, because that's what it is, you know. And it's-
That's why
it's-
they left out this other property and that other property on the appeals. You know what I'm saying?
But one problem I have, if you look at 96 above it, the county has it at 161, and they're gonna value this at half of that, and this thing's basically floodplain and it's got every issue you can think of.
So do you have a value that you feel would be a good assessment?
They cut it in half.
Well, they cut it in half, and it's a smaller parcel to boot.
Yeah, that is a bigger parcel, the other one.
It is.
Well,
I'm gonna just step out and make an arbitrary number motion of $50,000. You can support me or not, I don't.
So I have a motion to reduce 05144095 from 89.2 to $50,000 from Mr. Smith. So do I have a second?
I'll second it, create some discussion.
Have a second? Any discussion?
yes, how much land is left on this property over here that's not in the floodplain?
The total acreage is 2.45 acres. What's in the flood zone is 1.6, so there's,
8/10 of an acre? Is that basically what you were
About
saying?
0.8, yes.
Okay, 8/10. I'm okay with that. So they could probably build a house on 8/10 of an acre.
If you had perk.
Well, we understand that, but let's look at it all, not just look at one.
Let's say it's a challenged lot.
it's a challenged lot, but it's known. It's not like something happened to create this. It's been this way forever.
By the,
And
Well,
by
it was
the
part of
individual
somebody
that's-
else's
The floodplain
property.
didn't generate.
No,
It was there the whole time.
But it was somebody else's property, and they bought it, that was, because it was landlocked for them.
Correct. I hear you.
I mean, to me, if there's any issue, it's on maybe that one. I don't
This is
really
the
have
one
an
I have
issue
the
on
biggest
anything
issue
else.
with, yeah.
But how do we treat it differently than the others? Because it's got floodplain, it's got no perk, it's got no access,
Access.
it's got, I mean, it's definitely got all the strikes against it.
Right.
How much is the big lot? What does the county have on that big lot? You know, the
6B?
the sliver of property.
To the right of it?
Yeah, to the left of it.
The left or to the
That's not
right?
being appealed, 6B.
6B, the pond.
Oh, that's the pond to the
Pond
left.
and the
Yeah, but
creek.
you see it comes all the way down there, it's got some floodplain, it's got pond.
It's got-
Goes up
it's
to the other
everything.
thing. My question is, what does the county have tax value on that property?
It's a lot of land.
Yeah, it looked like a
It's a lot of
gerrymandered
land.
congressional district.
It's a new Virginia district.
Does anybody know? Is
I
that
think
a
he's
question
looking
I
it
can
up
ask?
right
Ken,
now.
I think Mr. Thompson's looking.
It's about 12 acres, give or take, and it's on for $299,700.
So that's how much per acre? 299,700.
But it's 12 acres.
Yeah, I was going,
That's,
That's for the whole property, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna get him to give us.
You can't build on it, you can't do anything to it, it's done.
So about 24 an acre or something.
And this is twice that for buildable, well, let's say out of the floodplain land, so.
So what's B worth an acre?
He said
You're basically saying
250.
that .8
about
acres is
250.
worth
I mean, I'm,
about 60 or 70 an acre, if you could ever get to it. These are the hardest ones.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
'cause it's just,
I'm okay with that. I'm just not okay with anything else.
Well, I don't even know what the value is. What was the value on the 12 acres of the slice, 200?
He just said it.
He just did it.
I just didn't hear it.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
299,700,
Which comes to about 24 grand an acre, maybe?
just under 25,000 an acre.
Yeah, under 25,000 per
So
acre.
did he say 299,000?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
that sounds good.
and he's, 25 an acre.
Yeah.
So we have a motion. I mean, any further discussion?
I'd like to say,
Yeah.
just for discussion, so if we're at $25 an acre for.
25,000.
25,000 an acre for essentially this build-on that helped value of all these other lots that are
Yeah.
bordering on it. Maybe that's a number we could use. I don't know, maybe this is sort of
Well, you got a smaller
Usable
parcel
area.
and you got a little more usable.
So you
area.
saying-
none in the other, you got
Yeah.
nothing usable
Oh,
in the
I mean,
other.
it's hold the dirt, it's hurled the earth together.
And the usable area here was how much?
.8,
Yeah. I'm good with it. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
this ain't worth fighting over.
We're
rest
setting a
of the
precedent
rest.
for the next the next three
No, we're
lots
not.
above it.
I don't think the next
Because
three
they
don't have the
same
issues. They don't have the issues that the
They
other
don't
ones
have the issues.
Fair
with
enough.
this.
Yeah,
Good point.
yeah. Okay, so I have a motion from Mr. Smith to reduce the value to 50.
And Jimmy did have a second.
And Jimmy has seconded. We've
He
had
did
discussion.
second the
All
motion.
those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So we've got 3,
It's always
4,
tough.
and 1 against, so the motion carries to reduce it to 50,000.
All right.
Okay? And then we go to,
Oh, we got, wait for the clerk.
Is that what we're on?
yeah, we're.
She'll tell
Get
us.
there. Sorry, just.
That's
She'll
all
tell
right.
us.
Letting her
Gotta
catch
make
up
sure I
on her
document it.
notes, letting her catch up on her
All
notes.
right, so hearing number 5 is also for Douglas and Judy Frick. This was for property key number 05144-096. This was also the appeal of the value.
Make a motion, we accept the county's value.
Second.
So I have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft, a second from Mr. Smith or Mr. O'Keefe?
O'Keefe.
Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value on parcel 05144-096 to remain at $161,400.
That moves us to hearing number 6 for Douglas and Judy Frick, property key number 05144-097. This was also the appeal on value that was heard today.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board here?
I'll make a motion, we accept the county's value.
So I have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft
Second.
and a second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value on parcel number 05144-097 to remain at $170,700.
Yeah, they'd probably be wise to combine.
Combine
both
it.
of them,
All
Yep.
together.
And you'd get a lower per acre value.
And put the house here and put it all in a big,
Yeah.
and you can ease them and do all that other stuff.
Then you get 10 acres, you can.
All right, we're going to move to hearing number 7. This is for Fresh Choice Housing, Inc., for property key number 03135026. They were not present today, and this is an appeal of value.
Okay, so what's the pleasure of the board here?
Mr.
Make a motion
Chairman,
that we
go ahead.
accept the county's valuation.
Second.
Have a motion from Mr. O'Keefe, a second from Mr. Benson. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion's carried for the current value on parcel 0313526 to remain at $215,600.
Hearing number 8 was for Sean and Tanya Valine. They were present. This is an appeal of value. This was for property key number 06192679.
Make a motion, we accept the county's current value of $676. They paid $684 in January of '24.
And second.
Second.
So I have a motion for Mr. Ashcraft, a second for Mr. Benchin. Any discussion?
The
All those in
discussion-
favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, so the motion's carried for parcel 06192679 to remain at $676,000.
You got to pull through.
Hearing number 9 was for property key number 09207005A. The taxpayer was Mr. and Mrs. Valera. They were present today, and this was also an appeal of value.
Pleasure of the board on this one.
Mr. Chairman, once again, we've heard this appeal last year, and I didn't get any other information to change my mind on it. The board voted for 840 after it was lowered. I understand prices are going down, and I understand it's going down at 25, 26, but that's not what we do.
Dealing with, right. Yeah.
So I make a motion we accept the county's value.
Yeah. So I have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion?
I'll just say this, I have sympathy here. I mean, this lake is different than the other ones, and there probably ought to be some consideration. I can't tell you what it is, but I have a hard time. I know we looked at it last year. I think I had sympathy last year. Y'all voted for whatever, but,
Yeah. And I think part of, one of the comments that Mr. Kirko made is part of that adjustment's made in the land.
I know, it's made in
Yeah.
the land, it's made in the land value, but it still has to carry into the house, the structure value. Not because just because where it is, it goes with land and the home. I don't care, you can put the nicest home, and if you put it in a cheaper neighborhood, it's gonna be a different game, period.
Understood.
And
Well, I guess.
this is like difference between being on Tillery and High Rock, if you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
From those, 'cause
Yeah.
High Rock goes up and down and leaves you stranded, Tillery doesn't. Values are way different there. That's just my kind of generic explanation. I just have a,
And
I mean, I
last
think
year-
both, like I said before, I think all three, when you talk about Lake Twitty, Lake Monroe,
yeah.
you know, and there was one other one. But all three of them are nice. Maybe Lake Monroe's probably not finished out quite as nice as Village Lake.
Yeah.
And so
Wouldn't that be in the land values of all the
Yeah, that's what
properties
it-
around that thing?
They're
That's
saying
how-
all the
If you take
differences
this
in the
one right
land
here and
value.
change that one because of your opinion of, sympathy, whatever, then what about the rest of the people in that neighborhood? It
Yeah.
goes all the way around.
Well,
that
I think the
same
way
line.
that the people up around the corner there that actually sold had a tax value in the sixes, I believe.
And what, last year, when she came, she didn't have the information that she had this year in terms of
we really
charts
didn't.
and graphs and
Yeah, we
whatnot?
still don't have sales data this time either,
No.
I mean, we've
didn't
got-
see anything.
Well, we got some sales data, but it wasn't
Right.
really sales data we could use.
Right.
That was the bad thing.
That is problematic. That was not usable.
No, I wasn't talking about the sales, I was just talking about in terms of her bringing charts and
Right,
graphs.
right.
Yeah.
So, with that, so I have a motion, have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose?
Nay.
Okay,
You get to
yeah,
decide.
so I side, with the motion, so that'll be 3-2, okay. All right, so to clarify, parcel number 09207-005A, the vote and the decision of the board is for the current value of 840 to remain. Okay.
That'll take you to hearing number 10, which is the staff recommendations, which you have listed on your addendum A. You want to take a moment to review those?
perused them already. Wasn't a lot.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, I don't have any questions on
I don't
those.
have any questions, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we accept the county's valuation.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft, a second from Mr. Smith, I believe.
Yeah, he can have it.
Okay. And any discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those like sign, so the motion's carried for the staff recommendations to be approved as presented. And
All right, gentlemen, that takes us to the end of our meetings that are scheduled for today. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Make a
moved,
motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Wait a minute, this is not our adjournment date, is it?
No, Wednesday is.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, 9.
That's what we're coming for?
Yes.
Are we gonna have you?
Yeah,
Hearings tomorrow?
Wednesday.
Oh.
Wednesday,
How many
okay.
do y'all think y'all are gonna have? Just a question.
You know, Bill?
I mean,
It's probably similar to the
similar to today. All right,
Okay,
just good. We'll put it
That's
down.
fine.
so I have a motion to adjourn.
You have, yep,
Second, all those in
Yeah.
favor?
Aye.
Those like sign, so motion's carried.
Okay, I
We
have
are
it down.
adjourned.
I have it down. I almost thought I didn't have it down.
I'm sorry, who's second? Who was the second to adjourn? I'm sorry.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give it a minute. I only
Oh.
got
Yeah,
one second.
we had some time.
Take your choice. Take your choice.
Unanimous seconds.
I need to-
It's too nice a day to not.
Have them mention that to us.